Today we're going to talk about menopause in a plant-based diet. Can it help you lose weight? What are all these things that are causing weight gain to begin with? And what can we do about it? Well, we're going to talk about that today. I'm Dr. Lori Marvis. I'm a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician who's trained in nutrition and exercise and how to manage stress, really help people not only know what to do medically if they need to, but also with lifestyle interventions that actually have been proven to be very helpful. So let's dive into what the mechanisms are first of weight gain during menopause. Let me pull up my notes here. So first of all, when you think about menopause and weight gain, there's about three things that I want you to just highlight today. The first thing is inflammation and insulin resistance, right? So with insulin resistance, you get this kind of chronic low-grade inflammation during menopause that increases certain things called cytokines. Now, cytokines like TNF alpha and IL-6, they interfere with insulin signaling. And then that leads to insulin resistance, promoting fat storage, and then contributing to your weight gain. There's also number two is metabolic rate changes, right? So menopause-related hormonal changes can reduce your metabolic rate, decreasing the ability of the body to burn calories efficiently. And then that metabolic slowdown really contributes to the fat accumulation. And there's several mechanisms at play here. It's not just so simple as, oh, my metabolism slows. There's many things that are causing that, decreased muscle mass, different things like that. But just highlighting at a higher level, three things that I really wanted to pay attention to. Next are hormonal shifts. So these are leptin and ghrelin dysregulations. So when you think about menopause, they can disrupt the hormones that regulate your hunger and satiety. And so, increases in appetite and really promote overeating. And then, of course, that can lead to weight gain. So you've got three things going against you. You have inflammation, insulin resistance, and hormonal shifts there that cause weight gain. You have more inflammation again that causes even further along insulin resistance. Insulin resistance by itself causes weight gain, and they kind of cycle in and out. You get the metabolic changes with muscle mass changes, and then you have appetite regulation changes. And you're not sleeping well, you're stressed, your stress management, all those things just are a perfect storm for a nightmare when it comes to weight gain. Well, let's talk about what is the evidence on plant-based diets alone, just looking at weight management. So number one, when you look at body composition improvements, there was a study in 2021 of women during the menopausal transition showed that a diet high in plant proteins significantly improved body composition, reducing fat mass and waist circumference while improving cardiovascular risk factors. So we understand plant-based diets can help reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease and reverse it. The interesting thing here is it was a diet high in plant proteins. Higher plant protein foods also, again, will promote muscle. When you combine that with resistance training, you'll get protein synthesis, and that will maintain your lean muscle mass. Higher protein plant foods also help with satiety, along with the higher fiber that's coming. So there's different mechanisms at play that will regulate your satiety and feeling full. Higher protein foods are one of them, along with higher fiber. So in addition to that, let's go to the next study that was done in 2005. They did research on effects of a low-fat plant-based diet in postmenopausal women and indicated significant weight loss that also, of course, improved insulin sensitivity without caloric restrictions. But the key here, I'll get to it in a minute, suggesting that plant-based diets are very effective, of course, for weight management. When you consume a plant-based diet, a whole food plant-based diet, you're already eating less calories. Where people run into trouble, where they struggle to lose weight, is when they start bringing in the processed plant foods, vegan junk food in a sense, or ultra processed, or they're over consuming calorically dense foods like your nuts and seeds, dried fruit and such. You can still absolutely have those, and they should, because nuts and seeds are very healthy for you, very good for heart health, lowering cholesterol, great sources of protein, omegas, things like that. But you might want to be just mindful of the amount that you're consuming. So for women, I typically say around a quarter cup per day, or the equivalent of 4 tablespoons of a nut butter. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Next, I had some other thoughts, but then I'd go down a rabbit hole. And y'all know me in rabbit holes. Next is a Mediterranean diet and menopausal weight gain. Of course, this isn't strictly plant-based, but mostly plant-based, or at least plant slant. The Mediterranean diet, which of course is rich in those plant-based foods, had shown promising results in managing menopause-related obesity and improving cardiovascular and metabolic health, and that was a study done in 2020. So let's talk about the anti-inflammatory foods for menopause, because really, when you start incorporating these anti-inflammatory foods, it's going to be addressing a few things. One is the inflammation that's increased, like I shared with you in my journey of having this weird hip pain that honestly, I really paid attention to anti-inflammatory foods, which did help some, but really where I got more relief is when I decided to use hormone therapy to manage symptoms. And I feel like $1,000,000 now. But anyway, so the foods that you really want to use to decrease your inflammation are berries, which we all have heard this before, but they have these anti-inflammatory compounds, right? So they're rich in antioxidants, phytochemicals, like anthocyanins are the ones that give them the deep, rich color. And the benefits, they reduce markers of inflammation and oxidative stress, right? Next is leafy greens. If you follow Dr. Esselstyn works, we understand how wonderful these are. They also have anti-inflammatory compounds like vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients such as quercetin. So basically, they inhibit the pro-inflammatory cytokines and also reduce oxidative stress. Number 3 is nuts and seeds. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols. Basically, they downregulate the pro-inflammatory mediators and also, of course, provide those antioxidant properties. Turmeric, big fan of turmeric, that contains curcumin. And basically what happens here is it inhibits the inflammatory molecules TNF-alpha and IL-6. I wonder I mentioned that earlier, that disrupt your insulin processing or signaling. And then green tea. Look at this. I got green tea right here. I got Trader Joe's green tea, organic green tea. It's interesting. They have properties called EGCG. And basically, again, it's downregulating or inhibiting the cytokines and protects against oxidative stress. So you have those 5: berries, leafy greens, nuts and seeds, turmeric, and green tea. If you can make those part of your daily diet, that would be amazing. So that is really it. So we think about, yes, you absolutely can lose weight. Want to focus on these anti-inflammatory foods, but also the higher plant or protein plant foods. Rich in fiber, a little bit lower. They're going to be lower in calories than your standard American diet. And combine that with resistance training, you're going to be definitely moving in the right direction. But if you want to learn more, if you're struggling with that, or you're just not quite sure what that meal plan needs to look like, or how do you even know what you're doing is right, well, that's where I developed a free 5-step or free masterclass called the 5 Steps to Master Your Metabolism and Lose Weight. And in that, I talk about my framework of how we do different things, looking at each individual, right? So how do we personalize this journey for you? We talk about that extensively and what that looks like. And then also I speak about the 4 biggest mistakes that people make in their weight loss journey. So I hope you found this helpful. The registration link is below or in the bio if you're on Instagram. And again, as always, I want to thank you for being here. I hope you found this helpful. Please hit subscribe, like, share, leave comments. I read through all the comments. I promise I answer most of them. And and again, I'm just sending you gratitude and thank you so much for being here, sending love, peace, joy, and healing. As you know, I'm always saying we need more healing in this world, and so I'm sending it your way. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back later.